let's talk about the 20-something death cult that I happened to notice while I was searching through stuff this morning. And you might wonder what the hell I'm talking about, and you may think I'm thinking of the Labour Party. Kind of. No, not entirely this time around. Just a section of it. So for people who don't know, you should go and check out on the website. We have the Labour Party abridged conferences, which are always good fun.
These are always brilliant as well, to be honest. Everyone really likes them.
But there's a segment of the Labour Party, of course, that is obsessed with the climate in a communistic fashion and are mad, to say the least.
What I always find with like things like Extinction Rebellion, it's like, oh, we need to protect future generations. Like, yeah, but you're also a bunch of anti-natalists.
By killing them all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you guys hate children. A lot of you are just childless. A lot of your children will grow up childless. So, like, how are you protecting any future generations?
So you may argue, well, okay, we're not talking about Extinction Rebellion, death cult stuff, and I'm actually not, to some degree.
Oh, not
Instead,
this time.
I'm talking about this sort of stuff. A lot of people have seen this story blow up in the UK. For foreigners who don't know, Captain Tom, he was the guy who was like 100 odds, walked up and down his back garden for the NHS to raise money for it during COVID, which was very popular at the time, before everyone realised that lockdowns were terrible. And since then, there's actually been a whole bunch of financial leaks that not all that money ended up there and ended up with family members who were running it. Yeah, but anyway, not getting into that. Instead, because this guy is still recognised as a hero in the public mind, we have End UK Private Jets here, which is a Twitter account with 2 people on it. And one of them, the lady here, decided to go down and pour human feces in a big jerry can all over the statue of him, which you can see the grimace on her face. She's not actually enjoying doing it either, because she's starting to realise that human feces smell bad.
I mean, is it her own?
I don't know who
Where
filled the
else
can.
would she have got it from?
It's a lot. It's that
She's
thing
been
is
saving
full.
this up for a while.
Yeah, I mean that thing is actually complete. It's horrible.
Am I actually doing the right thing here? What does Captain Tom really have to do with private jets?
And we won't play the video because I didn't have it, but
It's so disgusting.
the video is so funny because you can see she's so upset while she does it, but also the thing is so full that you can see her trying, and she's a weak woman, so she's like picking it up and it doesn't really work, and then she does some more, and like some like gets on her arms or something, and then she pours it over the top and it all comes out. And
At least it didn't go on her, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean she didn't even get all of it out.
But look at this clearly sane woman. It's like, here I am, 21 years old, pouring human feces over a statue of a pensioner who's raising money for the NHS, wearing a shirt that says "End Private Jets."
Yeah.
I'm sane.
Captain Tom used to fly all kinds of private jets in the army.
What's he got to do with
used to go
private
here,
jets?
there, and everywhere.
But like, why him? Why crap? Like, you know, and how many children are you planning on having? So you're worried about the climate affecting future generations? Well, how many kids are you going to have? Maddie, 21.
It's a tactic. It's a political tactic amongst the people around her and the different groups, which we'll get into in a minute.
Just looks sad and confused and brainwashed.
Yeah, it's about getting attention.
Yeah.
And you might think, well, why are you giving it them then? Because it's funny, for one, but also because the more you look at it, the worse it actually looks. Like this isn't...
I don't think this is going to result in a positive public opinion for this particular cause.
But it's like Rebecca Black's Friday tactics of getting attention, where it's like, what if we just do terrible stuff all the time? At least people will look at us.
Oh, look, this has got 3 billion views and 3 million likes. This must be a really popular video.
I don't think that's stupid. But also, Maddie here, 21, former medical student, said, every time a private jet takes off, we pour a bucket of S and blood on everything...
Captain Tom! Why?
No, on everything Captain Tom stood for, and himself. But, you know...
What?
it doesn't make sense. It's nonsensical, but whatever.
We pour a bucket of S and blood on the NHS.
Yeah, it's gross. It's weird. She didn't enjoy it either.
It's philosophically incoherent.
Yeah, we go to the next one here. You can see more of what the hell is going on, because this rando Twitter account I've run across actually did a very good job explaining about what the hell we're looking at.
Yeah.
They say here, at first, this might seem like just another part of the objectionable protests that are becoming increasingly used to. However, having looked into this group, I think there's something more worrying happening here. Which takes us to their YouTube channel, which, End UK Jets. Who's heard of them? Nobody.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers, the views.
Yeah.
It's nothing, burger, right? But the thing is, it's because it's just a brand new organisation, along with a bunch of other brand new organisations that have been set up recently, that you may have noticed, all engaging in sort of eco-terrorism in minor degrees. And that's no coincidence. It's all the same. So, on here you can see Maddie, 20. She lost a year, don't know why.
Well, she obviously had aged a year in between the...
What, in between...
Had her birthday.
Yesterday and the day this was published, the day before that.
Well, maybe her birthday was that day.
One day. Okay, maybe for her birthday, she had to haul the bucket of S and pour it all over herself.
Happy birthday, Maddie!
Anyway, Maddie.
This is for the planet, Maddie.
The day before her birthday, Maddie here making a video on why she supports the end of UK private jets. In this video, she goes on to talk about why the genocide of all humanity is coming.
I mean, I too am an anti-vaxxer.
It's a bold claim. All of humanity is going to die, and that's why she's got to do it.
Who's genociding all of humanity?
The climate. So the humans are going to kill all of humanity.
Right, so we need to declare war on the climate.
So
We
that
have
we
to
can
defeat the climate to survive.
Yes.
Right, okay.
So it's
Good
pretty
thinking, Matt.
pretty out there stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's her stupid boyfriend or something. I don't really know.
Probably.
Probably boyfriend here in this video on some like tiny website, which is, as you can see, like an hour and 12 minutes long, of them just talking about how the genocide is coming and we need to do stuff to stop it. She actually begins it by saying,
30 minutes in, you're like, God, I hope it is.
at the start of it, she actually just said that she's been taught about climate change since primary school, and that's why she thinks like this. And it's like,
There we go.
oh, yeah, good. So remember, rightists, when you're being told that the need to tell this stuff to children, there's a reason.
Don't let leftists educate your children.
I just love when you hear back of worker syndicates or something, right? And they describe themselves as, we bring education to the workers. I mean, politicization.
Yeah, you mean...
Politicize the workers.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
The education to the kids in the school. You politicize the kids in the school into this, which is why she's ended up here, presumably. But if we go forward, we can see this chap. What's all he about? We have a picture here of him setting himself on fire at a tennis game to prove that the climate needs to be paid attention to or something.
Again, I can't help but feel that, like, you've been trapped in an ideological frame, and then at the very end of it, where you're pouring crap on stuff, or you're setting yourself on fire, it's just like, was this what I wanted?
Yeah. Well, you're 20-something. I don't know any better, apparently. End UK Private Jets is a tiny new group. They have around at least 100 followers. Nothing, burger, right?
100 subscribers on YouTube.
And only have 2 visible members, Maddie and Kay, the boyfriend here. I don't know if he is. I'm just going to keep rolling on that because it's easier. Throwing feces over memorial is their second action. Kai set himself on fire at the 11 Cup this month. And then, if we go to the next link, their manifesto, a 72-minute video. I mean, it's cringe when someone publishes like 500-word manifestos, but I can't even think of something stupider like here's a 72-minute video of me whining about the climate.
I'm not watching that.
Presents a terrifying vision of the end of the world. They see
All visions of the end of the world are terrifying.
That'll be a good one this time. They see a near future of mass death, torture, rape, murder brought about by climate change.
Really, the climate's going to rape us all.
God, bit hot. Gonna rape someone. Be right back. I love that meme. It was like, I'm going to murder someone disease caused by it being a bit too hot for a bit too long.
I think we need to start torturing people.
Yeah. It can't link it, because it doesn't like it, and it includes footage of horrific violence. Of course. They look normal, but they seem very scared and very intense.
They don't look normal.
No, that's not too. This hasn't come out of nowhere. It is the latest escalation in an increasingly extreme and fractured branch of the climate movement, which I'm really concerned is going to continue to accelerate. And this is where it gets interesting, because you might think, okay, 2 fruitcakes who started their fruitcake organization.
Yeah.
But there is no logical end goal to what they will do, and they're not the only ones. There's a lot more. Kai and Maddie don't give their full names, but I've worked out that Kai is actually the same guy who disrupted the Arsenal-Liverpool match in April. It wasn't End Private Jets. The earlier protest was by Just Stop Oil.
Oh, just stop oil, bro.
Just stop it.
Just stop it.
Just stop using oil.
How do we make our food again? It's got to be solar-powered tractors, right?
Yeah, all plastics, I think, are made from concrete.
Yep.
That's how that is made. Anyway, but it's also just...
Mike Graham position.
Yep.
Just grow more concrete, bro.
Still company who said that, but I fucking retard. Just grow more concrete.
What are you doing? Calm down, bro.
Then you have someone who just doesn't think. Yeah. And just like these guys who are like, just stop oil, just stop using it. But you may remember them, because they've been shutting down other stuff. At the time, Kai here was charged for that protest, and the man was called Lewis McKinney, is what he was calling himself.
Okay.
McKinney is actually currently in prison for trying to make himself tied to a goalpost in the Everton versus Newcastle game, which... Okay, we're going to carry on playing. Bye-bye. Yeah. But it was previously...
I just left him tied there. It's like, look, bro, if the ball hits you, then that sucks.
Yeah, like look at him on the right there. It's like, I've tied my neck to the goalpost. It's like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
We're all going home after this game. You can stay here.
Yeah, a couple of footballs to the face. Maybe he'll... Does he get the... If it bounces off his face and into the goal, who scores?
I think him. He's headed it in. He could score a goal, mate, yeah. Anyway, he's in jail for that. He was previously jailed for activity with yet another group, Insulate Britain.
Oh.
You remember
I
these
do
names?
remember Insulate Britain.
If you are becoming slightly confused by all these groups and how they link together, bear with
Typical
me.
global warming deniers.
Yeah, anyone in the UK will know all of these names. 'Cause they're
Air
all cropped
condition
up.
Britain. That's the protest movement we need. Okay?
Yes, that is
'Cause
true.
I'm on board with the climate agenda.
Extinction Rebellion was founded in
Nuclear-powered air conditioning.
was founded in 2018 and burst into prominence with massive city centre protests in spring of 2019, which everyone remembers in this country and thought were cringe and stupid at the time.
Yes.
Is it like, why, what are you doing?
Glue your hands to the pavement, you bloody morons.
Okay. These protests had huge attendances and literally thousands were arrested. One of the key figures in the tactics and ideology of Extinction Rebellion was Roger Hallam. This guy I recognise. Do you recognise him?
I do. I saw an interview with him. He was a lunatic.
He was on GB News telling us how the world was going to end unless
That was right.
we did whatever he said. And it was like, okay.
Basically, you need to make me emperor of the earth or everyone's going to die.
Sounds like a threat.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
One of the proposals was that we need an elected representative government in which they meet in a council and vote on matters.
Well, like a parliament.
Yeah. There's going to have to be some kind of executive of that council who proposed the laws.
Well, like a government.
Yeah.
That's radical.
It was really
Radical.
stupid.
No, we should start listening to this guy. He's got some ideas.
But it was just, throw out the parliament and replace it with the Democratic Council.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
You,
Thanks, Roger.
from the planet Zog. Yeah. Anyway, so stupid. Hallam is a farmer and an activist. He combines militarian rhetoric with direct action, calculated to cause maximum disruption. He predicts apocalypse in lurid detail. Critics of Extinction Rebellion want to believe they are hypocrites or performative. Hallam sincerely fears a coming annihilation.
No, I believe that they're mental.
No, I believe Hallam, yeah,
Yeah,
genuinely.
I don't think they're... Like, when the woman's pouring the crap over Sir Tom, it's not that I think that she's insincere.
You are indeed left-wing and therefore mentally ill.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that in Brazil, she would be acquitted for attempted murder.
Yeah. We have a quote from Hallam, which illustrates this belief. The end point of social collapse, then, is war, played out through every city, every neighbourhood, every street. A gang of boys will break down your house demanding food. They will see your mother, your sister, your girlfriend, and they will gang rape her on the kitchen table.
Why wouldn't they eat her?
I don't know.
If they're demanding food.
Whatever. This is his vision of the future to come, and this
What's the
unspecified date.
What's the ethnic makeup of that gang of boys?
Oh, well, come on, Carl, we don't ask questions. Anyway, so
Are
Roger...
they a diverse gang, Roger?
No, some Eton boys will come in.
That's
Gang
not-
of boys from Eton.
Yeah.
What ho, chaps? Got any sisters? The next link, we can see him his detailing of this. After initial success, a dispute emerged within Extinction Rebellion over whether to allow him to disrupt Heathrow with drones.
They did.
Yeah, but he was just going to send a bunch and shut the whole thing down.
They did.
It was like, yeah, but he didn't do it, I believe, with Extinction Rebellion. Instead, he did it with his own group.
Oh.
Because Extinction Rebellion was like, yeah, we're mad, we're not that mad.
I mean, it is illegal.
Like, I don't want to crash a plane and kill 1,000 people.
Yeah, but it's also illegal.
Yeah. It's a pretty bad thing to do. However, a group of milder activists preferred less alienating tactics than killing a plane full of people. Hallam set up the first of many groups.
Have you ever seen the film 12 Monkeys?
No.
Oh my god. Zoomers, man.
Are you going to tell me about it or what?
No, I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to make you watch it. Honestly, 12 Monkeys, it's a brilliant film, and this is very much the army of the 12 Monkeys. Watch it, we'll do a review of it.
This is lost on me with that explanation.
No, I'm not gonna
Anyway,
explain it.
so Hallam set up Heathrow Pause to do it anyway. Got his drones, did the thing you were talking about, and it was mad. I believe Heathrow has now initiated electronic warfare measures around the entire runways, just in case of this happening again. Because there were ideas of like blowing the drones out of the skies, but then I was like, well, yeah, but where does that land?
Can't do the fun thing.
No. Well, it's easier to do it electronically. He then set up a political party that went nowhere. Big shock.
Yep.
And then in September 2021, Hallam & Co. launched Insulate Britain. Oh.
Another crazy... man, you have got to watch 12 Monkeys, because this is literally... The story is essentially mental guy is convinced that the end of the world is coming and ends up bringing about the end of the world.
Yeah. Okay.
Just saying.
I think he's going to do it.
Actual lunatic, yeah.
Yeah. So it was Hallam who set up Insulate Britain, which mentioned earlier was the group that I believe the guy was arrested for being tied to that goalpost. It's like Extinction Rebellion. They also blocked roads, but instead of massive protests in the centre of London, they targeted tunnels, ports, and motorways.
Yeah, everyone was cheering for a speeding lorry.
Yeah, where the country live, and not all the elites in London. So it actually matters, because this actually, affects the country instead of just, nonsense. Anyway, sorry, Londoners, but
Also,
I hate
notice how
London.
they did it in September when the weather's nice.
Yeah.
Insulate Britain, no, we need air conditioning.
Well,
Summer was warm as well.
Well, more disruptive, these tactics are more alienating to everyone. In February 2022, many Insulate Britain activists were jailed, and it announced it was ending its campaign. But as one of the convicts, Liam McKinnell, warned, there will be something new on the cards, but I'm not here to talk about what's coming next. Next month, Just Stop Oil launched by Hallam. Big shock. Yeah, it's the same dude. It's literally like one guy with 120-something idiots, and they're the ones doing all of this to the country. All of the disruption we've been facing over the last few months is literally just these guys.
These idiots.
It's that simple. Hallam, of course, is behind Just Stop Oil. They have focused on protesting and sporting events, petrol stations, art agencies, art galleries, sorry, and are promising to continue in the autumn season. The activists seem younger than previous iterations. Another important shift is the rhetoric. While most...
Oh, these are the idiots gluing themselves to the frames. I remember this.
Yeah, all of these stories we've been seeing, all of them are connected. It's literally the same guy and his friends, except his friends are 20-somethings he can manipulate, it seems. Whilst Extinction Rebellion was family-friendly in tone, with a core demographic of old dears and mummies, Just Stop Oil's propaganda is about the end of the world, and therefore the language is associated with Christian preachers ranting outside tube stations.
Yeah. But luckily he's found a very eager and willing audience in the children who have been brainwashed by leftists
Since primary school
to believe that climate change is going to bring about the end of the world. And so he's got a perfect recruiting ground to create radicals from.
Yeah, and will for years, and the numbers will only get bigger unless something is done, which good to know. And UK private jets emphasised non-violence, but if you accept the basis of what they fear, any tactic can actually be justified. Self-immolation is unlikely to be the high watermark of the entire thing. And there's the reality of something that has been going on, and I didn't really understand, and it's good to see all the connecting features. It is literally all the same people. It is not something new. Sprouting up organically from the grassroots.
Shock and surprise.
Yeah, funnily enough. Instead, much of left-wing politics is astroturf to hell.
Yeah.
And there's one thing, which is...
I wonder if Soros funds him.
Keep in mind, you have the ideological problems, like that girl being raised from primary school.
Yeah.
However, there is an easy response to stop the daycare students of universities to ever go back to this sort of action. And it's not to go, that was silly, okay, let's take you up. All right, go now, you're free, you can do what you want. No, it's to teach them on day one to eat the ground. And we saw this most recently, and I think the police need to get it back in their minds. Because you may remember on the Insulate Britain protests, they just sat on the motorways, and then when the public intervened, they were charged with crimes.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was insufferable.
Whereas the police do know how to do their jobs when it comes to times such as when the country suddenly becomes right-wing for a week. Such as, well, His Majesty here, turning up to his mother's funeral, and as you can see, some moron... I don't think this guy is political, I don't know. But he decided to go on his roller skates down a road that was closed, whilst the whole area was closed for His Majesty's arrival. And can you guess what happened?
Well, I imagine he got his face kicked in.
He certainly did. And it's good to watch, so let's play.
That's enough of that,
Someone please. You don't need to get off.
Literally, just push him to the ground.
This is necessary, man.
What the hell do you think you were doing?
Okay, I'm good. I didn't know, mate. I was going fucking fast.
Didn't know, I just
was
what's
open,
going
bro.
on
I
here?
didn't. I'm getting up.
Yeah, it's obviously ridiculous. I have to argue, I didn't know. The whole road area is closed.
Loads of cops trying to stop him. What's going on?
Yeah, it's sort of, well, I'm near Westminster, and the King's coming? What do you mean? The King? Not heard of him. You're clearly a 20-something,
Yeah.
you know. And then the defence is terrible. But the police there are the most impressive aspect, and why I've shown that. Because you actually rarely see it, remember, with those people gluing themselves to the motorway. The police should have just turned up, pushed them into the ground, eat the dirt, all right, move them along, cuff him, throw them out of there.
Yeah.
And the entire country would cheer. No one would want anything put against the police officers. And instead, that was how the country would work. And it did work for all of 1 week, whilst we were right-wing.
Bad cops must be punished severely and the government must apologise to the in person.
No one cares.
Yeah.
It's literally just it's you insane people that care.
Yeah.
But there you have it. There's the reality of what's been happening with all the 20-something death cultists we've been seeing recently. It's all the same guys. And how to stop them. If you appreciated that segment from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content we have on the site, such as the Contemplation series, the most recent episode on human consciousness. If you want to find out what else Josh is putting out, you can follow him on Getter at Josh_firm on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.